to me about the problem with nice guys.
Essentially, what nice guys do is what they suffer with is not that they're too nice or anything. It's just that they have incredibly weak boundaries when it comes to women. What they do is they blame the fact that they're so nice as to why they can't get women. But it's not about being nice. It's about a lack of masculinity. And one of the best ways to establish masculinity is placing boundaries. When you don't like a behavior, you don't roll over and allow it to continue and then give her more in order for you to get her. You set a boundary and you have a willingness to walk away. Nice guys, what happens is they don't like to exert their boundaries and they don't have a willingness to walk away. So what ends up happening is their nice nature becomes a reason for resentment because women don't like it. They actually feel angry when you're too nice to them because then they don't feel protected. They feel like you're weak because she'll feel like she has to raise you and she'll lose respect for you. What we truly want is who we can trust makes good decisions. But the one that doesn't trust his own decision making and we have to do it and he comes across as being nice, essentially he's seen as weak.
She definitely knows what she's talking about. And this is basically stuff that I've been telling you guys for years. I mean, any of you guys who've been following me for a while, you know that this is the type of stuff that I tell you guys. Nice guys are not going to make women actually pleased. A nice guy, because he's nice, he's going to end up being weak because a nice guy is a people pleaser. A nice guy doesn't have any boundaries. A nice guy doesn't have masculinity. But here's one of the things with masculinity. Masculinity is very binary. Masculinity is black or white. A man makes a decision and he moves forward. See, the part where she talks about a man exerting his boundaries, a lot of guys don't want to have boundaries because what happens is when you have boundaries, when you have a masculine identity, you start to filter the amount of women that you can actually be compatible with. You understand? And most guys, especially young guys who are just coming up in the game, they have a voracious appetite for sex and they want to be able to try to be compatible with as many women as possible. The problem with trying to be compatible with so many different women is that you start to lose your masculine identity. You start to lose who you are because you're trying to be everything to everyone, like a nice guy. Everything that has a vagina, you want to be compatible and attractive to it. So what you do is you end up losing your character, you end up losing your identity, and then you start to become flexible, and then you start to live your life in what's called the gray area. So instead of being black and white, meaning that you choose one thing or the other and then you move forward as a man, instead of doing that, you start to become flexible. So you start to let outside influences change your character depending on the situation. That's not masculinity. And when a woman notices this about you, what she tends to understand is that you don't stand on anything. You're not firm in who you are. So she starts to feel unprotected. Because here's the thing with protection. Protection is a boundary, right? And you can use any metaphor you want. You could think of a condom. A condom provides a boundary to keep you from pregnancy and STDs, right? A security door. A door is a boundary, right? A security shield. A shield is a boundary. A security fence, that's a boundary. You have a security gate, that's a boundary. Everything that creates protection is a boundary. When a man is not able to enforce or to assert his boundaries, it makes him look very weak, whether consciously or subconsciously, right? And remember, women are emotional creatures and they have what's called female intuition. So they can detect these things on a subconscious and emotional level. Right. So even if you're, quote unquote, trying to be nice and accommodating or trying to build rapport to make her feel comfortable and all this other stuff, she starts to realize that there is a weakness in your demeanor as a nice guy. This is why a lot of times the bad boy and the asshole gets the girl, because even though she may not agree with everything he says, because he is firm in his decisions, she feels safer with him because he's confident enough to set his boundaries and to assert them to anyone who comes to him, whether it's a woman, man, boss, anybody. For example, there's a reason why, you know, the outlaw, right? The drug dealer, the scammer, the pookie, the railway, those guys get a lot of girls because they have a certain definitive character about them that the girl can rely on. You understand? One thing about somebody like a Pookie or Ray Ray or a criminal or a drug dealer or whatever, there is something about them that is consistent, right? And so the Pookie Ray Ray, the bad boy, the asshole, he makes a decision and he sticks to it. And he doesn't care what the woman thinks. And deep down, she can respect that. And because she can respect it, she feels safe around that man. But think about the nice guy. If you ever watched a show called The Simpsons, think about Ned Flanders, right? Ned Flanders, every time somebody suggests something to him, he says, "Oakley dokley," and he does whatever they want him to do. And he doesn't make his own decision. He allows other people to control him. That's weakness. A woman needs a man who is masculine. A woman needs a man who can make a decision and assert his boundaries. You understand? So this is why they say the nice guy always finishes last, because the nice guy is flexible. If you think about the metaphor of the nice guy always finishing last, right? Think about the nice guy. Everybody starts the race, right? You got the guy with the Mamba mentality, so to speak, right? Shout out to Kobe Bryant, right? Now, Kobe Bryant, a lot of people know Kobe Bryant. People love him because of his athleticism and his competitiveness. Right. But the Mamba mentality is from the dark side. And if you ever watch his documentary, he'll tell you there's a certain darkness to winning. There's a certain place that you have to be in order to stay focused on winning, where you can't be nice. You understand? That energy comes from the dark side. So imagine the guy with the Mamba mentality. He's running the race and he's just focused on winning. He don't care what nobody got to say. And he's not trying to do anything for anybody but himself. And he's trying to win. Right now, think of the nice guy who's running the race. If somebody comes up next to him and says, hey, man, you might want to think about slowing down, man, because I want you to slow down and stay at my pace. What is the nice guy going to do? He's going to slow down. You understand? And the nice guy is going to listen to what everybody else has to say. He's going to make adjustments to his running style and all this stuff. Meanwhile, the Mamba mentality dude, the asshole, the bad boy, right? The super hyper competitive alpha guy, he is focused on winning and that's it. So he's going to get there first while the nice guy is going to get left behind, which is why the metaphor, nice guys always finish last. You understand? So that's the thing, man. We're not here to be nice guys. We're not here to be people pleasers. We're here to develop our masculine identity. We're here to make a choice and to be leaders and to execute our choice and to assert our boundaries based on our choice and our masculine identity. All right. So it's your boy, Miles Cunningham. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you got something from this video. Remember, be good to yourself and the truth is inside you. Peace.